We are your home theater and AV questions answered. This is AVRant. Want your home theater or AV question answered by Tom and Rob? Send it to question@avrant.com. Welcome to AVRant. I'm Tom Andry, and I'm here with
Rob H.
TJ. TJ and his wife moved to a new house. The living room is 20 feet wide and 15 feet long, and the couch is against the back wall with the TV all the way across the room, about 14 feet away. So his wife doesn't want to see any large tower speakers or speakers on stands out in the room, so he's trying to figure out what to do. Is there a sound bar that can produce sound quality comparable to his B&W DM604 front speakers? Should he go for in-wall speakers? He could budget as much as 10 grand for a complete speaker system update if it's all going to be in-walls and fully installed. But if there's something visually unobtrusive that would sound great, and he could use it with his Denon 4806 receiver, he'd like to hear about it. So I kind of went to the B&W website to try to figure out what these speakers are. They must be older speakers because they're not listed.
But they're part of the 600 series, so that's a pretty well-known series.
So that if you look in their in-wall options, they have the Performance series, which is also the 600 series, from what I can tell. So B&W doesn't really like to tell you how much these things cost.
Yeah.
So they can definitely cost a lot, but they're not their highest end level, which is the Reference series, and they're not their lowest ones, which is the Flexible series, which only has a single speaker in it anyways. So these should be the more affordable ones. Does that mean that you're going to be able to get, a 5.0 speaker installation for under 10 grand? I don't know, but maybe you should ask about it.
Be able to.
It looks reasonable based on the speakers I'm looking at, but I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, really the question is, should he go to greater expense and effort to go for a full in-wall system? I mean, that satisfies the aesthetic concerns, and it can sound really good.
Yeah.
There's no question about that. Or is there an alternative? Now, I was just thinking, because we talked about this last week.
Right.
There are the on-wall solutions, very nice, slim, on-wall solutions that are still passive. They're not your, Yamaha sound projector that does all the work by itself.
Right.
So like RBH with their Ultra Series, right? We talked about that last week. They will even customize the width of the speaker bar that houses all three front channels in it. They'll customize the width for no additional charge, whatever size you get, it's the same price. And then the Ultra One, I guess it is, surround, which you could just get three separate Ultra Ones and use those as your front three if that would work. So these are a slim, good sounding, reasonably affordable on-wall solution that wouldn't require you punching holes in the walls and running the wire through the walls, although it would look better if you ran the wire through the walls. But there is that, if you want to consider that. KEF also makes, a nice speaker bar. They make the very, very thin T1 or T series of speakers if you want something extremely thin that would mount on the wall. KEF also makes very good in-wall and in-ceiling speakers, as does RBH. So it could even be a mix and match type of thing. Maybe you go, in this position, I would rather have something that isn't installed inside the wall. You go for one of their on-wall solutions. But in this other position, or especially if you expand to Atmos for the in-ceilings or something like that, KEF, RBH definitely have good offerings of all types to give you a solution. So that could be an alternative way to go.
And just to give you an idea, I'm looking at the Ultra 3 on-wall, whatever bar thing, because you think of these bars as being kind of bulky. It can be, like you said, it can be custom fit the length, but the depth of it is just over 1.5 inches.
Yeah.
So it's
super slim.
Yeah, it's 1 5/8 inches. So if you directly mount that to your wall, it's less than 2 inches off your wall.
And for that Ultra 3, which has left, center, right all built into that one long slim cabinet that you mount on the wall, it's about $1,100. That's the going price. Yeah. So it's not cheap, but it's certainly not taking up your whole $10,000 budget or anything like that. So
right,
pretty reasonable.
So I mean, but if you really love the B&Ws, there's no reason why you shouldn't look into that option too.
As their in-wall offerings, they don't really have a on-wall offering that's comparable. That's the thing that's missing in their lineup, but they have in walls and in ceilings for sure. Yeah, tough to say. I mean, I can't tell you for sure you must do all in walls or you must do on walls. I'm thinking what's nice is that we've given you now 3 options that you can consider, and especially with RBH and KEF, you have the option of using mix and match, in ceiling, in wall, on wall, whatever's going to work. You can make the aesthetics work for you with good sounding, reasonably affordable speakers. So.
Right. Want your question answered? Send it to question@avrant.com. This is AVRant.
Now go out and listen to something.